it is already 63 years past after the last disaster, and people tend to forget probably that huge disaster and tragedy. But we have a saying in Japan, this is 災害は忘れた頃にやってくる. A big natural disaster comes back again when you forget the last one. So I think it is a very important message to the people in Skopje. Nobody knows same or a bigger disaster so takes place. To the municipality, to the central government, is building back better. So this is a kind of philosophy because repeatedly so disaster struck our country. So building back better is if some disaster happens, not to build the city to the original situation, but we have to build the city, municipality more resilient, more better. So building back better. So this is our concept. Skopje earthquake in 1963, it was a truly devastating earthquake and the tragedy to this country. So I'm happy that the name of Kenzo Tange is still remembered by many people. And we, as Japan, have also a number of sad history, devastation of earthquake. And the most striking and the biggest earthquake in Japan is a Great Tokyo earthquake, which took place 1923. And since then, we also had a number of huge earthquakes. And after each earthquake, our governments decided to learn from the experiences and tragedy and to try to improve our system of disaster risk reduction. One of the examples is the enactment of basic law on disaster reduction. And this law stipulates the functions and responsibility of the central government as well as prefecture government, municipalities, and also each citizen and how they should cooperate, coordinate each other. I think this is one of the lessons we learned and it might be useful for this country. In addition to the enactment of this basic law on disaster reduction, we have improved the building standard so dramatically after this earthquake. And there were two elements. One is the resilience against the earthquake and the shakes, and also resilience against the fire. In the center of Tokyo, there are a number of high-rise buildings which have 60 stories, 70 stories, and many people will think probably the building should be very solid to be resilient against the earthquake, but it's not completely true. It is opposite. That means the buildings, high-rise building, should be very flexible in case of earthquake, and there are also new methods of make a kind of cushion under the high-rise building. For instance, so when I worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Tokyo, there was a huge renovation efforts, but it is not a renovation of the building itself, but underground. So we put a kind of a cushion so that in the case of a big earthquake, the building can move from the bottom. And in the country, in all cities, all towns, and also in the central government, everybody participate in the evacuation drill. And also in small school, so kindergarten, primary school, university, in all the offices, central government, ministries, agencies, everybody conducts evacuation drills to be well prepared for the next disaster. As a small kid, so I also learned as a first grader that you have to hide under the table. If you felt some shake, then it is better to hide under the chair or table to protect your body and especially your head. Of course, it is very important to build the house building very solid and resilient, but you cannot know where you are when the big flood or earthquake occurs. So you have to protect yourself at anywhere, and you cannot completely rely on the central government, because if the huge disaster hits your house, your family, first of all, you have to protect yourselves. So you have to identify evacuation route. You have to prepare evacuation emergency kit at home. In that special exhibition, we present many built environment and the combination of environment and building. And some of the special building is dedicated to prevent the disaster, for instance, earthquake.